Ryan Garcia has faced a whirlwind of challenges in the past few months, but none seemed as emotionally charged as his most recent return to the ring. After being sidelined for a year due to suspension, Garcia came back to face Rolly Romero in a much-anticipated showdown. Fans were buzzing with excitement, hoping for a dominant performance that would prove his place among boxing's elite. But what unfolded was anything but what people expected. In a shocking turn of events, Romero not only held his ground against Garcia but knocked him down and went on to win the fight by unanimous decision. It was a gut-wrenching defeat for Garcia, leaving many to question if there were deeper issues at play than just the surface-level disappointment of a lost fight. Garcia has long cultivated a public image of unshakable confidence, a crucial part of any fighter's strategy when promoting themselves and their fights. The cold, stoic persona he often presented helped him sell his bouts, attracting attention and keeping fans invested in his rise. But when the final bell rang after his loss to Romero, the walls he built around his emotions began to crumble. After the fight, Garcia was seen in a vulnerable moment, crying in the van that was taking him away from the venue. It was a stark contrast to the tough, unflappable fighter fans we're used to seeing in the ring. The hurt of the defeat was real, and Garcia wasn't shy about expressing that on social media. He took to his X account later that evening, admitting that he was devastated by how poorly he had performed. The sadness in his post was palpable as he reflected on what went wrong during the fight, clearly feeling the weight of his own disappointment. Despite the overwhelming sadness that came with the loss, Garcia found a glimmer of light in his experience. In his social media post, he also spoke about the personal journey he had been through and how he was proud of himself for returning after dealing with challenges that many would have never been able to overcome. The defeat might have marked a setback in his boxing career, but it also symbolized his resilience, a characteristic not all fighters possess. Garcia didn't let the loss define him. Instead, he chose to view it as a step forward in his personal growth, finding pride in his comeback no matter the result. While boxing fans and analysts may have been quick to judge, Garcia found solace in knowing that he had done something many thought impossible, returning to the sport after a difficult period of self-reflection and overcoming obstacles. A week after the disappointing loss, Garcia appeared to be moving on from the sting of defeat in his own way. In a video shared on social media, he was seen having fun at a pool party, surrounded by friends and his ex-wife, Andrea Celina. The relaxed atmosphere of the party was a stark contrast to the intensity of the fight he had just endured. Garcia posted a clip with Celina smiling and enjoying the moment. He captioned the video with a lighthearted, "enjoying time with the wifey," which indicated that he was finding comfort in the company of those closest to him. It was clear that Garcia was doing what he could to lift his spirits after what had been a tough week. The celebration at the pool was more than just a distraction. It was his way of reminding himself that life goes on, even after the most crushing defeats. The joy Garcia seemed to find in that brief moment of fun was significant. It wasn't just about bouncing back from a loss in the professional sense. It was also about his ability to recover emotionally and mentally. The loss to Romero might have hurt, but it didn't seem to break him. He appeared to be getting back to his usual self, surrounded by positive energy and the people who cared about him. With his ex-wife by his side and the support of his friends, Garcia seemed to be moving forward. While boxing fans still speculate on what his next move will be, it's clear that he is determined not to let the defeat define his career or his outlook on life. The future may be uncertain, but Garcia's resilience and commitment to personal growth are anything but. What happens next for Garcia is anyone's guess. Whether he comes back stronger in the ring or takes time to reassess his career, one thing is certain: the road ahead won't be easy. But Garcia has shown before that he's not one to back down from a challenge. In fact, the loss to Romero might be just the push he needs to refocus, work harder, and come back even better than before. While his fans await his next move, it's clear that Garcia will continue to fight, whether it's inside the ring or in his personal journey of growth and redemption. His journey may have taken a difficult turn, but the story is far from over, despite the setback. Ryan Garcia's resilience is something to admire. It's not uncommon for fighters to experience a difficult loss, But what stands out about Garcia is his ability to bounce back quickly, even if the loss still stings. While some might shy away from facing the media or addressing their emotions head-on, Garcia did not shy away from showing vulnerability. In fact, he wore it as a badge of honor, something that added to his relatability with fans who admired not only his fighting abilities, but his authenticity as well. What made Garcia's response so striking was how he combined his vulnerability with an intense drive to improve. Rather than letting his emotions overwhelm him, he used them as fuel for his future endeavors. The loss to Rolly Romero was not just about getting knocked down in the ring. It was about learning lessons that can't be taught through traditional training. As a fighter, you can prepare for punches, endurance, and technique, but learning how to rise emotionally after such a public defeat is where true growth happens. For Garcia, the emotional toll didn't just come from losing to Romero, it was also compounded by the personal stakes involved. Boxing is an individual sport, and every win or loss reflects deeply on the fighter. But Garcia also dealt with his past, including his suspension, which made this fight more crucial than it would have been otherwise. The defeat brought all of that back to the forefront, giving Garcia even more motivation to come back stronger. It's these behind-the-scenes struggles that fans don't always see, but they are just as much a part of the fighter's journey as the training and the fights themselves. What's next for Garcia could follow any number of paths, but the road to redemption in boxing is often long and filled with obstacles. Many fighters who have faced setbacks, both in and out of the ring, have found new strength through their struggles. It's likely that Garcia will come back with a new sense of focus and determination. His fans, who have supported him throughout his career, are waiting eagerly to see what comes next. But regardless of his next opponent or the timeline of his return, Garcia's journey will be marked by his perseverance and refusal to let one loss define him. In the end, it's clear that Ryan Garcia's journey is far from over. Whether or not he can reclaim his place as one of boxing's top fighters remains to be seen, but his actions since his loss to Romero suggest that he won't go down without a fight. The personal growth he's displayed throughout this entire process will only make him stronger, and fans will no doubt be watching closely to see how he adapts and rises in the future. What Garcia has shown, above all, is that he's not just a fighter in the ring, he's also a fighter in life.